We said we're going to talk about speculation, and the speculation is what Mad Money is all about. To tell us exactly what Mad Money is, I'm now joined by Karthik Jhaveri. He's a certified financial planner. Welcome to the show again, Karthik.
Thanks.
Right, this entire concept of Mad Money, as we understand it, I've read somewhere as well, I've got a printout of that. It says a small amount of money that is set aside for emergency use or for frivolous extravagance. It could also include speculative trading, which is the part that we're most interested in. Now, speculation as a word is, quite associated with gambling. There is a bad connotation to it.
Sure.
But there is still a concept called Mad Money. What is it?
I would just want to take out emergency out of it, right? And anything else that you want to do, buy a component of your total money, whereby even if you lose it totally, it makes absolutely no difference to your lifestyle. It makes no difference to your financial goals. It makes no difference to your financial plans. Everything is in order. So if you did not have this extra money, you're okay with it.
So if that money can be put in somewhere else, it
Sure.
might just reap in a lot more money
A
in
lot
the
more.
bag.
Absolutely.
That is the whole idea of Mad Money. Now, who qualifies to indulge, perhaps, in Mad Money?
It really depends on what you are earning. And then based on your earning, you can be in a situation where you are qualified to have this. At no circumstances, if your basic financial goals are not in order, I would definitely not recommend that you even indulge or even think about Mad Money or anything speculative or anything frivolous, because a lot of times we actually ask people to cut down on non-essential things because we need to have the cash flow to fund essential goals. So let's say if all that is done, then you are in the qualifying set for thinking about Mad Money.
Of course, Karthik, we call it Mad Money. There is the term mad associated with it, which is
Sure.
slightly scary at the outset.
Yes,
But
it
if I
is.
want to indulge in Mad Money, what do I do?
Now, in the arena of speculative investments, you've got a whole raft of these. You've got options, you've got futures. Very shortly, you will have currency trading. You can trade on oil, which is very volatile these days. It's the big story these days.
Now, are there certain kinds of stocks that lend themselves better to this kind of Mad Money play?
Yes, that tends to happen, Vikram. It tends to happen based on the economic situation. For example, right now, from the last about 6 to 8 months, we're seeing a lot of movement on inflation. We're seeing a lot of movement on interest rates. We're seeing the credit policy coming up. We're seeing that interest rates are basically rising. So automatically what happens is bank stocks will have a negative growth for that period, because what's going to happen is less loans will be taken. I mean, these are the logical reasons to it.
Sure.
Okay, demand for their loans will be lesser, so on and so forth. So naturally the profitability will get hit. Naturally the price will fall. So an immediate reaction for a day trader to catch is to anticipate that this is going to happen and catch it before that, right? But also note that this is a zero-sum game sometimes, You might make a lot of money, you might actually make nothing. You might win on 100 trades and you might lose on another 100 trades.
Right. So by that logic, of course, I must be willing to give up the money that I'm setting aside.
Precisely.
As far as Mad Money is concerned, the money that I've set aside to play,
Precisely.
to speculate, is the money that I'm willing to let go of.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
But there's also one more danger which I want to point out. What tends to happen is when you win on 10 trades, you feel you've become an expert at that.
That tends to happen a lot.
And that should not transform into a compulsive habit, because then you risk the danger of putting your money, which is meant for something else, also into this, because you think this is fast money. And because this is fast money, and if you succeeded on 10 times and you failed 3 times, then you think your hit rate is 70%, which is damn good. So then you want to allocate more and more money to that. But remember, in this kind of trading activity, you might win 25 times, but one trade could just wash out everything.
Right.
One wrong trade, you see. I mean, that is also a part of the game.
Right. So there is a madness, but there is a method to it.
Absolutely.
But this reason that you're telling us, Karthik, isn't that why we kind of equate it a lot to gambling?
It is. I mean, it is going to be in a way. But see, I don't fundamentally think there's anything wrong with doing that. It's your own money. You're responsible for what you're doing. And you go to casinos, you play games, you play video games. I mean, so this is also a part of it. Now the thing is, here's something by which you're even adding a little bit to your knowledge, let's put it that way. It's going to build your experience. And my experience is that a lot of times, a lot of people, they start from something like this because there is lure of fast money, but over a period of time, by mistakes they learn, and then they want to learn more about it.
Right.
And try and make more rational and better decisions over time.
In fact, we have someone like that who's done just that. Priyadarshan Ranjankar is a smart money viewer. Now, he started off very young. Even while he was in college, he started investing. And he set aside a certain sum of money, which we would call mad money. Now, he's been investing since 1982, and he says he gets 60% on the money that he sets aside as mad money. This is his story. Take a look.
Now, who doesn't want to make a quick buck? Priyadarshan is no exception. He speculates on the equity markets, and going by his track record, he makes money most of the time.
And I've never lost in these markets, so there is an opportunity to make this 5 to 10%.
So the question is, how does he do it? Is there a magic mantra?
So the going is great, the kind of tips that come, and if you limit your gains, if I get 10%, 5%, don't be too greedy, let me sell off, or at least start selling off 50%. If I get some profits, then sell the next one. If you do it in a phased, in a very calculated manner, I'm sure you'll be able to make money.
Sure enough, money is what Priyadarshan has been making, and the flow's been consistent even though it's speculation. Like gambling, you can make or break millions in a single day. So what about safer investments then?
Even though I have so much more cash for investment, I did not really put all of that. I used only my emotional limit, and that was around 3 lakhs. So I didn't go beyond that.
Emotional limit, now that's a new one.
Every month I would save a certain amount of money, after I would take care of other things. Certain investments I had to do, I would do it in my LIC and the other things. And whatever was left over, I could say that, okay, of this, what is it that I can really spend, and if I really lose it, it was a gamble because I really did not know whether it would really go up, whether I would make money or not.
Aha, so it was a gamble.
3 lakhs was my limit. That was my emotional limit. So I said, I'm not going to, I'm just going to play using this 3 lakhs. If I make money, fine. If I don't make, at least, I would not feel that bad.
Far from bad, it's all good for Priyadarshan thanks to a simple formula called mad money.
So that's Priyadarshan Ranjankar's story for you, Karthik. What do you make of it? I found this very interesting, where he's very clearly defined the limits that he set aside for himself as far as mad money is concerned.
Sure.
He says a financial limit is the kind where you don't have more money to put aside.
Absolutely.
And his emotional limit is that I can lose this much money. So that's why I don't mind calling it mad money. Call it what you will. But this is my emotional limit as far as spending money on this kind of trading is concerned. Is that a good approach?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I would want to go one more step further to this. So if your emotional limit is, let's say, 3 lakhs in a year, that you can absolutely afford to lose this 3 lakhs. Now what happens is, when you make a little bit of profit, say you made 50,000 rupees profit on that, now remove that 50,000 out of the system so that your emotional limit is still 3 lakhs, right? And use that 50,000 somewhere else. Because you made 50,000, don't make your emotional limit 3.5 lakhs now.
Right.
A lot of people tend to do that, thinking that, okay, I made a profit, so now let me, use it to make more profit.
Exactly.
Well, try and take that out. It's very hard at this decision. It's far more easier said than done.
Sure.
But take it out, put it somewhere else, maybe get into a different avenue if you like.
Right.
Right? But the thing is, don't keep it in the same thing. Again, it's the same age-old wisdom. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket. So,
Right.
very good approach, but take the money out, put it somewhere else.
Right. So we get carried away sometimes and thinking
Exactly.
that when the going is good and you're making
Yes,
money, that's the
absolutely.
time you want to put in more. But the idea is that you make that money and pull it out, put it somewhere else,
Absolutely.
and don't put all your eggs in one basket, like you said. Very good tip coming to you. Now, this is Smart Money. We try and give you good tips that you can use even when the markets are volatile. If you have any more questions that you want to ask us on Mad Money and how you should set money aside or anything related to it, just feel free to email us. Our email ID remains the same. It's smartmoney@utvi.com. You can even SMS us. The way to do it is you SMS SMART, put your name, your city, and your question after that, and you send it across to 59995. A small break at this point in time on Smart Money, but we'll return to talk about all the questions that you've sent us. Karthik is going to be with us, and he's going to answer them for you. And after that, of course, we'll share a success story like we always do on